Let us start our lecture with the important concept of ecological productivity. Ecological productivity or ecosystem productivity is nothing but the rate of production of biomass in an ecosystem. Suppose there is a forest where there is a lot of photosynthesis taking place, then in that area it will have very high amount of vegetation, and because a lot of vegetation is available, that means a lot of food is available. Therefore in this area we find a lot of biodiversity. Therefore we can say that the more is the ecological productivity, the more is the biomass production, the more is the vegetation, and more is the biodiversity available in that particular area. Because when more vegetation is available, that means that there is more food resources that are available. That means that more and more species can survive in that particular area. Therefore high ecological productivity means high biomass production and high biological diversity. Let us take the example of a tree. Suppose a tree has high ecological productivity, that means its rate of biomass production is very high. That means it produces a lot of leaves, a lot of fruits, a lot of shoots, which in turn act as food resources for other species, and many other species now can rely upon that particular tree. Let us take another example of coral reefs. We have studied in earlier lecture, coral reefs have very rich biological diversity. Due to the coral polyps and zooxanthellae, a lot of food resources are now available to the marine species, which helps in increasing the biological diversity. Therefore, in order to obtain food, different marine species from different parts of the marine ecosystem, they come to the coral reefs. Therefore, we find high biological diversity in coral reefs. Now, the productivity are of two types. First is the primary productivity, and the second one is the secondary productivity. By primary productivity, we means the production of biomass by autotrophs via the process of photosynthesis. Therefore, primary productivity primarily deals with the photosynthesis. Now, there is further categorization within the primary productivity. First one is the gross primary productivity, and second one is the net primary productivity. Gross primary productivity, it refers to the amount of organic substance synthesized by the producers. Therefore, it is the amount of organic substances synthesized by the producers. Suppose this is a plant and it has used sunlight, and by using sunlight it has synthesized 1 gram of biomass. So now this 1 gram of biomass is the gross primary productivity. So what is net primary productivity? Net primary productivity refers to the amount of organic substances stored by the producers. So this is the amount of organic substances stored by the producers. In the previous example, suppose by using the sunlight, this plant has synthesized 1 gram of biomass. Now 1 gram is synthesized. Now to produce this 1 gram of biomass, this plant has used or utilized certain amount of energy. Due to utilization of energy, the biomass will reduce. Suppose this utilization of energy has led to reduction of 0.1 gram of biomass. So the net primary productivity will be 1 minus 0.1 gram, that will be 0.9 gram of biomass. This is the amount of biomass which will be stored by the producers. The synthesized biomass was 1 gram, but 0.1 gram biomass was spent in the whole process. Therefore, the net organic substance which was stored by the producer is 0.9 gram of biomass. The second type of productivity is secondary productivity. The primary productivity is concerned with the autotrophs. The secondary productivity is concerned with the animals which consumes autotrophs. So it is concerned with the consumers of autotrophs. Secondary productivity or secondary production is the generation of biomass, or we can say that the rate of biomass production by consumers or herbivores. So it is the rate of biomass production by consumers or herbivores. For example, there is a cow which eats the grass. To eat the grass, it has to move towards the grass. It has to eat the grass. It will have to digest the grass. So all these steps of moving, eating, digesting, it will consume certain energy. By eating the plants or leaves or grass, the cow will get certain amount of energy which will be turned into biomass. This rate of biomass production is secondary productivity. Therefore, the important thing to remember here is that primary productivity is concerned with the autotrophs and the secondary productivity is concerned with the consumers or herbivores. Now let us study another related concept, which is carrying capacity. Carrying capacity is the maximum number of a species an environment can support indefinitely. Therefore, carrying capacity is the maximum number of a species an environment can support indefinitely. Suppose this is an area. This area will have land, it will have water, it will have gases. So these are the abiotic components. With all these abiotic factors, this parcel of land can support a particular maximum number of a species indefinitely. सपोज कीजिए इस पार्सल ऑफ लैंड में जो एबायोटिक रिसोर्सेज हैं उसके कारण यहाँ पर सिर्फ एक लायन, 2 राइनो और 3 एलिफेंट सिर्फ यही रह सकते हैं, तो हम कहेंगे कि कैरिंग कैपेसिटी ऑफ दिस पार्सल ऑफ लैंड फॉर अ टाइगर इज़ ओनली 1, फॉर एलिफेंट इट इज़ 2 and for rhino it is 3, because it is the maximum number of a species an environment can support indefinitely. सपोज़ कीजिए कि कैरिंग कैपेसिटी से ज़्यादा नंबर ऑफ ए स्पीशीज़ इस एनवायरनमेंट में अगर रहने लग जाते हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल एक टाइगर की जगह यहाँ पे 3 टाइगर रहने लग जाते हैं, तो जो यहाँ के जो नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज है उस पर बहुत ज़्यादा प्रेशर पड़ेगा. वो 3 टाइगर्स आपस में फ़ाइट करेंगे और अल्टीमेटली सिर्फ एक टाइगर ही यहाँ पर सर्वाइव कर पाएगा, क्योंकि रिसोर्सेज ही लिमिटेड हैं. लैंड लिमिटेड है, वाटर लिमिटेड है, एनिमल रिसोर्सेज जो उसके फूड है टाइगर के वो भी लिमिटेड है. इसी तरह आपने जो कैरिंग कैपेसिटी का जो कंसेप्ट है वो नेचुरल डिसास्टर्स के टाइम पे सुना होगा. फॉर एग्जांपल जो हिमालयन रीजन है, उत्तराखंड के अंदर लैंडस्लाइड्स आती रहती हैं, उसका वन ऑफ द मेन रीज़न ये है कि एक पर्टिकुलर हिली एरिया के अंदर फॉर एग्जांपल सिर्फ 100 इंसान रह सकते हैं, बट वहाँ पर 100 की जगह 500 इंसान रह रहे हैं, क्योंकि पॉपुलेशन का बहुत ज़्यादा प्रेशर है, बाहर से टूरिस्ट आ रहे हैं. तो इसलिए उस हिली एरिया के अंदर, उस हिली रीजन के अंदर उसकी कैरिंग कैपेसिटी से ज़्यादा नंबर ऑफ ह्यूमंस आर रिजाइडिंग देयर, जिस कारण से बहुत ज़्यादा प्रेशर हो जाता है नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज के ऊपर, लैंड के ऊपर, क्योंकि ज़्यादा लोग रहेंगे तो ज़्यादा कंस्ट्रक्शंस होंगी, ज़्यादा कंस्ट्रक्शन होगी तो ज़्यादा डिफॉरेस्टेशन होगा, और ज़्यादा डिफॉरेस्टेशन होगा तो लैंडस्लाइड्स होने के चांसेस भी ज़्यादा बढ़ जाएंगे. इसीलिए सस्टेनेबल टूरिज़्म की बात चलती है कि भाई लिमिटेड नंबर ऑफ़ पीपल, लिमिटेड नंबर ऑफ़ टूरिस्ट को ही एक पर्टिकुलर टाइम पे अलाउ किया जाए हिमालयन रीजन में घूमने फिरने के लिए, ताकि उस पर्टिकुलर एरिया की जो कैरिंग कैपेसिटी है वो ब्रीच ना हो. कैरिंग कैपेसिटी जो है एक इम्पॉर्टेंट कंसेप्ट है, इसीलिए जो गवर्नमेंट्स हैं वो कैरिंग कैपेसिटी के रिगार्डिंग जो स्टडीज़ हैं वो कंडक्ट करती रहती हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल एक पर्टिकुलर एरिया है, उसके अंदर 50 राइनोज़ की कैरिंग कैपेसिटी है उस एरिया की, और वहाँ पर 80 राइनोज़ रह रहे हैं. सो इसका मतलब कैरिंग कैपेसिटी से ज़्यादा राइनोज़ उस एरिया में रह रहे हैं. 30 राइनोज़ आर इन एक्सेस. सो व्हाट गवर्नमेंट विल डू इज़ गवर्नमेंट will translocate these rhinos to other habitats, to other national parks. Similarly, Earth is also having its own carrying capacity. So this was all about the concept of carrying capacity.